Yes, I am, of course, an immigrant, and my father brought his family to America in 1913. When I came to America, I had finished the third grade in Italy, and since when I arrived here, I knew no word of English, and was informed by the principal of the school in McCleary, Washington, that we had two laws here. One was that a child should go to school until he was 16 or finished the 8th grade. And the other was that he could not be employed in industry until he was 16. So there I was at 10 years of age, not knowing a word of English, and confronted actually with the unexpected duty of going to school for another 6 years. As a peasant, son of as the son of peasants, sharecroppers, it was understood that having finished the third grade, I was through with my education. Neither of my mother had never gone to school at all. My father had finished the second grade, so in a sense, it was progress for the Pellegrini family. And my mother learned to read and write when she was 65 years of age in America, and learned enough to become a citizen, passed the examination. So in Casabianca, where I was born.
What part of Italy is that?
Casabianca is in Tuscany, and our Casabianca itself would be about 20 miles slightly north and west of Florence. Very lovely country. So,
what persuaded your mother and father to leave Italy and come to the United States?
They came simply in search of bread, more and better bread. We had no expectations other than that. We did not come to a land of opportunity. We did not come, speaking as my father now, we did not bring our family here so that our children, 5 of us, would have opportunities that they themselves had not enjoyed. That was not in our minds at all. America needed strong backs. We were building westward, then from the east, highways, railroads, and my father was hired by the Northern Pacific as a section hand. He was hired before he left Italy.
So how did they recruit your father or hire him in Italy before he left?
Well, they were what were called labor contractors at that time. Usually Italians who had been here and knew the language, and then the Northern Pacific, the steel plants, the mines, would tell them that we need 100 common laborers. And so they would hire the laborers and then be paid by the men that they hired.
Did the employer arrange for passage, pay for passage, or did you
No.
have to do that yourself?
No, we did that ourselves, and usually it was borrowed money, but we managed. It was a tremendous challenge, because we're talking now about 1912, and when crossing the Atlantic for an Italian peasant, it was a bold move. Usually the men left, leaving their girls, friends, if not married, or their wives and children back, came expecting to make 200 or 300 or 400 American dollars, and then go back and buy a little piece of land and have more bread and so on. That was the only reason. So it was I was the first-born son in our family. 2 daughters, then I, then another boy, and then 2 other girls. The 6th was born here. So under primogeniture, then in effect, it was expected that I would succeed my father as legal head of the family. And the expectation was that at 16 years of age, I would go to work. Usually, you know, it would be with my dad as a section hand. And at the end of the month, give the paycheck to him. I mean, to me, this made good sense. The father had the money. If you ever need anything, he would give it to you, but he was the bank, you know. And that was the expectation. However, I have been blessed with extraordinary good luck. And I don't say this, you know, in any sense of false modesty. The teachers who instructed me, I was in the 1st grade on January 4th, 1914. And the teacher who instructed me in the 1st grade, her name was Ira Dobbs, D-O-W-B-S. She saw that she had a little boy with sparkling dark eyes, willing to work, and she was going to give him her best to bring him up to where he ought to be. Well, so I began school on January 4th, because we got here in November 1913. And in 1922, with the aid of these teachers, Ira Dobbs, Mr. Lou W. Miller, and Christine Edwards, who really took me in hand, planned my future